Hello, Jan here today, and in this tutorial I'm going to showcase you how you can make your data that lives within Obsidian. Obsidian, if you don't know it, is like a local application that allows you to take notes, similar to maybe Notion, Sublime Text, or Evernote. And these notes and this kind of data that you have within Obsidian, which is like your kind of personal brain note taker, and open source available, very easy to use. You want to make this data searchable within Needle. I'm going to showcase you this in this tutorial so that you can ask questions and make this data searchable. And you use it a lot of times to just do brain writing, but you often don't structure this kind of very well. But when you later want to come back and you remember you had a specific thought or a specific idea that you were brain writing in the past, and maybe you have like hundreds of files of this, it allows you very easily to combine all this kind of context that you generated within Obsidian while you were brain writing, just taking notes, taking down ideas, dropping in screenshots, and actually combining this data with also other data sources, because maybe you're using not just Obsidian, you're using maybe also Google Drive, Notion, Slack, and so on. And you create kind of cross-platform context-aware decision. And so we have like indexed some data here from Obsidian. You see brain writing. I have like here some images, more data, some customer asking us if he can run Needle also locally. And additionally, some more comments from Reddit, some test data, and a welcome message that this has been generated by Obsidian itself. And then I can like make this data searchable here within Needle. As you see, I added this data to my collection. In this tutorial, I'm going to showcase you how you can do that. And then you can ask actually questions based on the data that you have actually within Obsidian, because we are indexing your data and we are making it searchable. So you see here, I'm asking a question. It's directly telling me the answer, telling us as always very nicely the references where it takes this data from a PNG actually, which makes sense because here we also use a PNG within Obsidian. So we have just taken a screenshot and drag and dropped it, as you would many times do it, since you take a lot of time screenshots and drag and drop them somewhere, but sometimes these screenshots kind of get lost. And it also generates us here the link, which is also the link that's actually mentioned within this comment, within the image. This is, you see, very powerful, allowing you to enrich your Needle collections and your agents with context of your Obsidian files. So let's get started, and I'm going to show you how you can set up an Obsidian connector with Needle. So how do we set up the Obsidian connector? So within your collection, you go to connectors and you say create new connector. And here you have nowadays the option of Obsidian. And since Obsidian files live on your local machine, we are going to need to load these local files into the Needle cloud application so that they can be indexed, and actually we can make them searchable within Needle and add them to your Needle collection. So therefore we have set up here a tutorial how to do that. So first of all, here you need to take your API key from your settings page, as I described here. And once you have done that, you need to install the NeedleKettle package. So I can go over here and say npm install NeedleKettle, latest package. Once the package is installed, you want to set your API key with this command, NeedleKettle API set, and the API key that you just copied over from before. Once we have set the API key, the NeedleCTL is ready to be used. And so we want to create here a local connector for our Obsidian files from our CLI, from our command line interface, so from our terminal. So in this case, I need the collection ID. So I need to tell Needle to which collection actually I want to sync the files. Additionally, I need to say I want to recursively load the files from this folder. I want to create a connector for this specific folder. And since if you work with Obsidian, your files always live in the home documents Obsidian Vault folder, you can just copy over this and actually add the collection ID to it. I'm replacing the placeholder of collection ID with the actual collection ID. And as you see now, it has actually created a connector. It said I created the connector. So what we want to do now is we actually want to start the daemon. So we want to say, okay, please run also this connector and sync the files. So you see now 5 files have been actually created by our connector within our collection. So if I'm going over here, back to my collection, you see a new connector has been generated with 5 files. So you see these files have been actually added to this collection and also already have been indexed by Needle, so they are now searchable. So here, for example, is are these files which are in my Obsidian application, and I have here one screenshot which is like a Reddit comment that I have written, and we can actually ask questions now. Always make this Obsidian data that we have searchable now within Needle, or add it to any kind of AI agent that we want to make the AI agent context aware of our data that we have within Obsidian. So when we go over here to chat, we can now ask a question, and we can use one of these sample questions. Can you describe out-of-the-box RAG integration tutorial offered by Needle and what steps are involved? And we see the answer, and we also see that it has actually shown us the references. And also even it took the link that I have mentioned. If you look here again, I mentioned a link here within the Reddit comment. It also extracted correctly this link and created this link here to answer it. Additionally, we have as always the resources that we have with Needle. You see this is a PNG type. As we also have here a PNG type, this is an image that we are indexing, so we are extracting the text as well as the link as you see here. So this is all very easy to set up Obsidian and actually make your Needle collections context aware of what data you have within Obsidian, make your data within Obsidian searchable with semantic search out of the box with Needle, and you can also enrich now your workflows with the context of the data that you actually have living within Obsidian. Thank you very much for watching, and we're excited for this new integration. It's really cool. It's a bit technical, so if you enjoy like to explore some new skills and learn something new, it's actually here right now a great chance for you to do that, because you can like start to learn a bit with a command line interface tool and a package, an NPM package such as Needle, and on top of that you have RAG out of the box. So you become a RAG pro with the aid of Needle within just a few minutes. Happy building!